Okay, let's dive into this, because decentralization is absolutely the buzzword of the decade, right? I mean, we're constantly being told it's the undeniable, inevitable future of technology. But have you ever stopped and thought about the massive structural vulnerability that's just kind of hiding in plain sight within these systems? Well, in today's explainer, we're going to unpack this hidden flaw inside decentralized data, and more importantly, exactly how we can fix it.
So we have this really exciting concept of a decentralized data network. And honestly, it sounds wonderfully democratic, almost utopian. Just open the doors to the world and let everyone in. But here's the stark reality check. An open system literally means relying on thousands or maybe even millions of complete strangers. You are essentially trusting anonymous, entirely unverified contributors from all over the globe with the foundational building blocks of your data.
And we need to be crystal clear about where this data is actually going, because the stakes, they literally couldn't be higher. We are not just talking about some trivial mobile apps here. Think about artificial intelligence, finance, healthcare, or autonomous agents, like self-driving cars. In these high-stakes, zero-margin for error industries, bad data doesn't just mean a temporary software glitch. No, it means an AI making a totally biased financial decision or a self-driving car misinterpreting a stop sign. It means catastrophic real-world failure. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when you just open the floodgates to the internet. You inevitably get a completely chaotic mix of human behavior. First off, you have the brilliant contributor. They're incredibly smart, but they're totally inconsistent. You just can't rely on them to show up every single day. Then you've got the careful contributor. Their data is absolutely pristine, but man, they move at a glacial pace. And finally, you have the most dangerous of all, the spammer. This is the person who is aggressively uploading massive mountains of low-quality garbage, just hoping that in such a vast network nobody's going to notice their shortcuts. Mixing these three personas together, it creates an environment with absolutely zero accountability.
Think about it. If your data pool is this chaotic cocktail of the erratic, the slow, and the malicious, the foundation is inevitably going to crumble. So, how exactly do open systems survive without trust? Well, the short answer is they don't. Without real accountability, surviving at a truly global scale it's simply impossible.
So the crucial point is this one simple truth. Trust is the absolute one thing AI systems cannot operate without. I mean, you can build the most advanced algorithms in the world, right? You can go out and buy the fastest processors, build the biggest server farms. But if the data that is feeding that AI is poisoned, or even just slightly unreliable, the entire system is totally useless. Trust isn't just a nice-to-have feature, it is entirely non-negotiable.
So, how do we actually fix this structural nightmare? Well, the macro solution, the one designed specifically for this untrustworthy void, is Codatta. Rather than just crossing our fingers and hoping for the best, Codatta steps in and fundamentally rewrites the rules of engagement for decentralized networks. It's a real game changer.
Let's move to and see how this builds out. It does this by injecting 4 specific structural mechanisms right directly into the contribution process. 1. Reputation systems. Contributors now actually have a track record that follows them around. 2. Validation layers. So data is no longer just blindly accepted, it is rigorously checked. 3. Confidence scoring. Every single piece of data is graded on its likelihood of being accurate. And 4. Economic incentives. Contributors are literally financially motivated to do good work, and they're penalized for bad work. It takes the entire architecture and shifts it from total chaos to structured order.
And because of those 4 pillars, something incredible happens. The network stops acting like a giant, mindless vacuum cleaner that just sucks up whatever garbage is thrown at it. Instead, it actually learns. It actively identifies which contributors consistently deserve credibility. The spammers, they get filtered out almost immediately. The brilliant but inconsistent ones, they get weighted properly. The whole thing evolves into an active, intelligent, learning ecosystem.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that it brings us to the core concept of this entire ecosystem, measurable trust. This is literally the essential survival mechanism for open systems at scale. And it really proves that openness alone is simply not enough. You can't just throw the doors open to millions of strangers and cross your fingers, right? You absolutely need structured, quantifiable accountability.
Because as we've seen, openness just isn't enough. Think about the critical systems that you and I rely on every single day. The algorithms in your bank, the healthcare tools your doctor uses, the AI on your smartphone. Is that AI built on measurable trust? Or is it just built on blind faith in a bunch of strangers? It's something to think about. Keep questioning the data, and thanks for joining me for this explainer.